What do you need guns for?
It's ma'am.
Toxic masculinity.
We're so scared to lose our shit. Right? I actually had this conversation with my mom. I said, how many people would give up their ability to use their iPhone to make an IED out of it?
You look at the Ukrainians, right? They're handing out chopsticks to civilians, basically like, hold your city down.
Children.
Like, it's us. It's us.
Children.
You know, I mean, I seen a 12-year-old boy out there with the yopper, and it's like,
I've never even shot one of those.
we get so conditioned to this way of life, and like, don't take this the wrong way, but like, we're fighting over pronouns, we're fighting over fucking hurt feelings, we're fighting over the media, which clearly lies to you, lying to you.
The lies you tell!
Don't forget, some real shit can bang off.
Our debate on humanity and our definition of oppression was getting so finite.
What do you need guns for?
This is real oppression. You have a government and another country says, no, you don't. They control the way you want to live. They control the way you want to pay taxes. They control everything. You
tell them that,
right?
You can't do this, Vladimir. That offends me. And then you get shot.
We talk about being oppressed over what gender we feel. How about being oppressed for wanting to not be Russia? I identify as not Russia. No, you don't.
The thought of this should be like a little marker for some people to realize how good we do have it here in America. That you can even be upset by these things while at the same time realizing that when some shit like this is happening in the world, these things should matter a little less to you. And you should pay a little more attention to the things that really do matter.
I'm loving the lack of fear for the most part from the people who are fighting in Ukraine, because it does send a message. In America, we love to act like that's how we would be. Like, I loved Fuller's post today, like, Vladdy, don't bring that shit to Memphis. Like,
but at the same time, you know, if like some shit like that was popping off here, the majority of y'all are going to be fucking worthless.
The majority of y'all that have firearms, that train with firearms, are not going to have the nuts to utilize said firearms.
Half my hometown would turn straight to fucking soft ass. They talk all this shit, toting their flags and their fucking boots and their America, but y'all ain't about shit, and y'all know it.
We have to give someone like the demis, right? The ones that were pissed off over Donald Trump and went primal and were like throwing actual human feces that they shit out of their own ass at people. They're willing to be primal. Ape mentality, right? Like the chimp in you.
Toxic masculinity. You need some toxic masculinity. And like, that's not gender specific. Females can have some toxic masculinity to them as well. But in a moment like that, that's what you want. Bring them dudes to the front, them ladies to the front. If you want to sit there and cry because he's calling you a he and not a they, get out the fucking way.
It's ma'am. It's time to recognize where your actual lines in the sand are, right? Like, everyone has lines in the sand. If someone tries to steal my stuff, I'll call the cops, right? If someone tries to hurt my family, I'll kill them, right? And some people, it's, if you even look at my house wrong, I'm going to threaten to kill you. If you step 1 foot inside, I'll buck you, and then I'll call the cops. Like, some people's lines are just different.
And some people, it's like
where
if
you
say something
prioritize
mean
stuff.
on my Instagram video, I'm going to block you.
Blocking someone doesn't really have that big of an effect. It's just, it feels personal, right? It's like an emotional death. Being blocked by someone that you didn't want to be blocked by is like it's a societal death.
It's
like someone
feel cast
kind
out
of killed you.
The group, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which you hate, right? We all hate that.
Well, even genetically, like, we're social creatures for the reason of survival in our DNA. So when you feel cast out from the society, back in the day, that meant like death. So that still carries like an implication in our minds.
In nature, what happens when someone's outcasted is they go fucking rogue. And they do whatever they want. Like, the societal rules, it don't matter anymore, which is why when you bully people, sometimes they shoot up the school. Like, because you've casted them out from the group, so the social norms of that group no longer matter.
That's a good point.
I outcast you. I cut you off from the family, right? It's like, well, you might get shot now because they don't fucking care anymore. To me, like I said, it's crazy how we don't acknowledge these things and they're real. Inside this carcass, this soft, cushy, filled with McDonald's and soda carcass, is a brutal like chimpanzee that's waiting to like literally lob shit at somebody. Like, you stole my banana, I'm gonna rip your face off.
Some of us grew up, the sons and daughters of goat herders. For myself, figuratively and now literally. Check out Taylor's Fainers on Facebook. My stepmom got a nice stable of fainting goats out there. So some of us are literal descendants of goat herders, and we still abide by that honor culture. So my inner primate is always in there like, oh, I'm going to rip your dick off, and then I'm going to piss on everything in here.
Vladimir Putin's a madman. No, Vladimir Putin's a guy with some ability and doesn't have anyone to hold him accountable.
Let's see if your Twitter sanctions can tone down Vladimir's toxic masculinity in Ukraine.